By William Byron. If you have a question for William, please raise your hand, and we will kick things off here with Tucker White. Go ahead, Tucker.
Oh, crap. I'm actually going first for a change. William, we've seen with the high downforce package, especially deep into a run, it becomes a Herculean task to overtake the race leaders. So given that, what would you say to people who claim that the package puts less emphasis on driver skill and more on random luck?
I don't think that's true at all. I feel like it's honestly just been, the same race teams and drivers are kind of up at the front at the 550 tracks as they are at the other tracks. So not a huge difference there. There are a couple teams that are better at the 550s than the 750s, but really, I mean, we approach it just like every other race.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll take our next one from Eric. Go ahead, Eric.
Thank you. Yeah, William, how much does playoff experience help coming into a postseason, and how much have you learned that you can bring from last year into this year?
I mean, I don't really look at last year as the same, just because I mean, the only thing I'd say is just the format not changing, just kind of knowing what it takes to advance, through the rounds. But as far as cars go and the race team itself, I mean, a lot's changed since last year on my race team alone. So I don't really compare it to previous years.
Thanks, man. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
We'll take our next one from Kenneth Hawkins. Go ahead, Kenneth.
Because Bristol is now one of the cutoff races in the first three races, how aggressive do you think that race can become, and can it become any more aggressive?
Yeah, I think it's going to be aggressive. The thing about Bristol is things happen really fast, so you just have to stay on your toes. You have to be mentally and physically prepared. It's a really tough track physically because you're constantly loaded up in the banking. So not a lot of time to breathe and think. So things just happen fast. So it's going to be, with it being an elimination race, it's going to be challenging, and you're going to have to stay on your toes all day.
Thanks, William.
All right, we'll take our next one from Alan Cavana. Go ahead, Alan.
Hey, William. Back in the playoffs, you got the victories and everything, but you're doing it with Rudy, his first time as a Cup crew chief. What do you think has allowed both him and you guys together to thrive in this kind of first-time situation? Because from the outside, it just seems so different, right? Going from trucks and being at this new high level in the Cup Series for him, and yet you've succeeded mightily. So what do you think has allowed him to do that?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I think if you asked him, he would say that some things are different, some things are the same. But I definitely think it's a big step for him. But he's taken it in stride, and I think we all knew that he had all the characteristics and traits that it takes to be a really good Cup crew chief. So those characteristics don't change whether you're setting up a truck or a car. But I feel like for him, he's done a great job handling the adversity and the pressure of the season. And I think he's going to continue to do a really good job with that as we go on down the road in the playoffs. So I'm really confident in him as my crew chief, and I feel like he's gonna do a great job kind of rallying the troops and getting us ready to go.
Have fun.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take our next one from Nathan Solomon. Go ahead, Nathan. We're not able to hear.
You got me now?
Oh, yep, there you are.
All right, sorry about that. So the Fords were talking about how they think they'll be a lot more competitive on the 750 tracks, and if I'm not mistaken, 7 of the 10 playoff races are 750. So does that kind of throw like another aspect into things? Do you kind of think about that more? So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we can be just as competitive on the 750 tracks. I think if anything, we started the year with a little bit of a, not as good a notebook on the 750s as we needed. We've kind of slowly progressed into having more notes and a better idea of kind of what we need to put in our race car for those tracks. So, I think we can be just as competitive. We might not have shown it yet, but I feel like Darlington's a good track for us, and we finished fourth there in the spring. So I don't see why we can't be a little bit better than that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take our next one from Marty Sakala. Go ahead, Marty.
Thanks, Marissa. William, thanks for the time, man. Now that the points have reset, and I apologize if this is a confusing question, with the points being reset, does it now motivate you to get up on to turn it up like another notch, like the level that your teammate Larson's on in these next 10 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I've been motivated all season. I feel like we've put ourselves in good positions, and we've prepared really hard for every weekend, every race. So really proud of how we've done that all year. I don't think anything changes in that aspect going into the playoffs, but just make sure we cover all the boxes and make sure that we're doing all the things that we need to do to get as prepared as possible.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take our next question from Mitchell Brewer. Go ahead, Mitchell.
William, you were able to lock yourself in the playoffs pretty early this season. How much of a benefit do you think that was to your team?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, I think we didn't start the first two races like we thought or like we should have. We finished in the 30s, I think. So, for us to win the third race of the season kind of shot us up in the points. I think we're 13th after Homestead, and then we just went on that stretch of really good finishes for 10 weeks in a row, and that really kind of catapulted us into the top 5 in points, and we kind of stayed there the rest of the year. And I think we've had really good moments, and we've had some moments where we learned some things, but honestly the consistent thing's been we've had the speed to win races, and we've had the ability to drive up there to the front and lead laps. So I don't see that changing.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll take our next question from Kenneth Hawkins. Go ahead, Kenneth.
William, I'm going to ask you another question about Bristol. You guys just left Daytona, and obviously there's always a big one there. On a smaller scale there at Bristol, how easy is it to get caught up in someone else's mess?
Yeah, I mean, especially with lap cars, I feel like the pace of the lap cars is so different than the pace of the leaders at times that, it can be 10 to 15 miles an hour different. So just trying to avoid them and make efficient work of some of those lap cars is really important. It's also an opportunity to pass. So, I try to just, stay heads up, and my spotter, spots a little bit more out of the front than normal, just to make sure that I'm staying heads up with what's going on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, William, well, that's all the time we've got with you. Thank you so much for taking some time with us, and we wish you the best of luck during the playoffs.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.